What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Let's Play Hiveswap Friendsim for the third time. My third playthrough of Hiveswap Friendsim, in which instead of playing by myself or saying random foes to a friend, I'm making a commentary YouTube series out of it. Why not? Hiveswap Act 2 is real. Nothing matters anymore. It's 2020 and I'm recording this on election day. Anyway, potential spoilers for Homestuck proper, this game, Pesterquest, Hiveswap, some Homestuck fanfics. There's another thing that always comes to mind. I'm not sure what it is, so I guess I can't really spoil it for you. Character voices may be inconsistent. I can't remember who is up today, cause just finished. And it's the one cerulean boy. Here we go. He's a hacker boy, so to speak. Another night, another long, long walk. Despite the blisters, you have started to feel truly optimistic. You've got a lot going for you these days. True, you're still technically a castaway on a hostile planet with absolutely no hope of rescue, but if you're completely honest, Earth was pretty shitty too. Sure, 98% of everyone here is a psychopath who would rip your face off as soon as look at you, but it's the other 2% that are really going to make it all worth it. There's also Linera. We will get to her later. Look at these sharp kids. Literally. These pointy ass kids. It's Mallek time. And maybe you're pushing your luck at this point. A reasonable person would just hit up one of their many, many new friends and find a place to crash. But the night is young, so to speak, and you have a good feeling about this particular desolate stretch of road. But you're just wondering where you should hide out for the day. When a long car pulls up next to you on the street, you hunch your shoulders and keep walking, hoping they're just here for the scenery. But you are literally the scenery here. So when the back door opens and two trolls lumber toward you, you can't say you're surprised. Let's take a second to observe the inside of this limousine. There's Trizza. The news. I'm too lazy to translate what that says. Some bottles, some nice clothes. These are pretty swanky chairs. And this one has a booster seat. You are a little surprised when they each grab hold of one of your arms and drag you into the car. Up until now, you've found trolls to be surprisingly chatty. You aren't expecting the assault and ask questions later approach. The car takes off before you have time to catch your breath. You will never catch that breath. It's blocks behind you now. It's loose, and here you are without your breath, face to face with a troll who's leaning back on his bench seat. Alright, just straight chillin'. The dome light glints off his blue eyes, and what someone less hip than you might describe as way too many piercings. He even has them in his ears, nose, and eyebrow. He even has a couple in his horn. His hair is shaved in a daring undercut, and his teeth are sharp. How do I voice this hacker boy? I spent too long thinking about the meme I made about this route and not enough time thinking about the hacker boy. Hey. No. Hey. Hey? You murmur a hello while trying not to meet those alarming blue eyes, because although you've amassed quite a cache of high-blood hoes, you know what blue typically means for you. Yikes o'clock. You don't love the idea of throwing yourself out of a moving vehicle. We also don't love being stuck inside of one with a high blood. Because fuck the high bloods. And past evidence has shown that although wild acts of foolhardy daring end in pain and embarrassment, you have not actually been killed yet. If you didn't die then, you probably won't die now. This is 100% how probability works. Just whoosh. You open the door, and before the troll or his ruffians have a chance to protest, you ollie out of there. You were right. You don't die. But it sucks. Sweet plan, because you just were like, never mind, I'm good. No ceruleans today, thank you very much. I actually, forever ago, I ended up making a meme about it. There we go. I'll zoom in a little bit. Because I forget even, I might have been in a voice call, and I think it just made me laugh. That's all. That's a meme. We're going to restart, because that was a really short route. by saying, "Hey yourself, asshole." Oh damn. Some of your newfound self-confidence just bubbled up out of you like spit up from an infant. This is gonna go bad fast. But instead of immediately murdering you, he looks you up and down, checking you out in all your ragged glory. He smiles, slow and lazy. It does things to your guts. Friendship things. His smile stretches wider. Oh, it does. Oop. Going slightly lopsided from his piercing. He looks like he looks like he likes what he sees, even if what he sees is you being a rude bitch. He does not have a piercing in his lip. Look at his head. Okay, I'm gonna put arrows in post, but also my. Anyway. Fair. I just get my boys to drag you off the street. I get how that equals a little not chill. Sorry about all that. I'm Mallek. Mallek doesn't look too sorry, but you're distracted by one of his boys, who's looking at you through a familiar pair of eyes hidden behind a fall of dark bangs. I forgot he was in this route. I always forget when people are going to show up in other people's routes, and then I forget their voices. We're just gonna wing Damien's voice. Hey, I was wondering if you remembered me. Remember? You'll doubt you'll ever forget, even with extensive therapy. Aw. Yeah, sorry about the cloak and laser bullshit. Just couldn't let anybody else get their fronds on you first. You know. Wow. He was looking for you? Like, specifically? For sure, dude, I've been following you. Really? You feel like you would have noticed someone like him. He doesn't exactly blend in. Mallek holds up his palm husk with the Chitter app open. You recognize your own profile. Your follower count has gone up significantly since the last time you checked. Right. So everyone equals going on about this new Chitter account, alien invasion of one. Figure equals a publicity stunt or imperial propaganda. Yes, I'm going to read this like equal signs. Uninteresting, not worth my time. But then I started thinking, what if it's not? If this genuine equals an invasion, how the hell have they survived this long? The drone should have obliterated a cold-bait son of a bitch like you right away. That's literally what I said. They should have taken your whole descent off the Paragraphs ago. They haven't. Why? Is equals what I keep asking myself. Then I figured out how you must be doing it. Without meaning to, you lean toward him. Have you finally found someone who understands and appreciates just how terrific at friendship maneuvers? Or how terrific you are at I can't read it. Friendship maneuvers? Who really gets your area of study? You're a robot. Oh, God damn it. Not even close. But he's so obviously and avidly interested in you that, well, you tell a tiny little fib. I'm a robot. Hell yeah. Hey, this is kind of crazy. I didn't know you were a robot. Wild. I guess it makes sense, though. You did have a sixth sense for meat and where to find it. Mallek looks intrigued. A meat tracker? That equals interesting. Sure. You hope he doesn't try to test that functionality? You doubt you have another meat miracle in you. But all he does is keep giving you piercing looks in between texting furiously. Ha ha ha, piercing. You know, sometimes I make better jokes, and sometimes I don't. Then he snaps a photo of you. Oh no, that says odd no. He's not gonna post it on Chitter, #robot. You can't be a hashtag. Everyone will know you're lying and blow up your cover. Not to mention your mentions. Don't worry about that. Social media gives me hives. I have a Gorg alert set for certain combinations of words. We arrived. After Zebra's place, you're kind of expecting another lavish place. Or lavish palace. When you get out of the car, you see that Mallek isn't indigo. He's cerulean. Like L-Word in Rimele and that one girl who kept boys in cages. Ardata. Remember Ardata? I would say good times, but they weren't. Also, Sorry, looking at them next to each other is a little jarring. But that wasn't what I was going to say. What I was going to say is how the fuck did he pierce his horns? That's chitin. You can't just do that. Also, you're starting to think people's hives have more to do with taste than caste. Amicia had a home little art studio, and Tagora had all those vases and shit. Before he leads you inside the apartment building, Mallek turns to Demian and the other lowblood and starts messing around in his palm husk again. Can we be friends with the other lowblood? Is it fossil? I want to believe it's fossil. Nice job, guys. I'm rerouting a Cynthian drone shipment as we speak. Treyf, it's not. It's fossil. I'm sending you those DVDs you wanted. They'll be back. It'll be at your hive when you arrive. The bronze blood ruffian bows to Mallek. He looks a little uncomfortable and pats him awkwardly on the arm. And Demian, I'll send your shit to that shrub you live in. Thanks, man. You know, my offer still stands. I got a couple extra coops if you're get sick of living rough. Demian shrugs. Thanks, but I can't be tied down. Nice to see you again. That's not Demian's voice, but he never appears again, so we're good. You and Mallek ride the elevator all the way to the top of the hive stem, and he leads you into a surprisingly tasteful loft apartment. This is not tasteful, it is covered in dirty dishes. Gross. I say as if I don't sometimes forget to do the dishes for 2 days. Come on, my sheet equals upstairs. Isn't the whole apartment his? Yeah, technically. Let's go upstairs, though. Also, fun fact that I just remembered, I actually have class after this, after recording this. This video will go up on a Wednesday, so after I record this, I have actually a computer science class. So I guess this kind of is a fitting lad to speak to, so to speak. I actually have a project in that class, and I need to do that. He brings you up to a higher level that has a Recupercoon shoved against one wall and a couch shoved up against another, but they are both afterthoughts to just an ungodly amount of computer shit. Right when you got here, you probably wouldn't have been able to tell that's what it was, but now you're used to Alternatia's weird bug tech. I can't read today. Squishy and organic and almost certainly alive, at least in the way that plants are alive. Although a couple wires in there are almost definitely slithering. We don't get to see the snake. We got to see the ferret and the racist horse. Mallek sits down in front of one of his screens and wakes it up with a single swipe of his claws. He gestures you lazily into one of several office chairs. It squeaks a little as you sit down and sinks a little under your weight. That runs off the screen a little bit. He proceeds to ignore you as he slides a little pair of thin-framed glasses onto his nose, typing a list of commands into a text box. Then he pushes himself across to another screen with an alert flashing up in one corner. You know what this is all adding up to. He's an IT guy. No, I prefer to be called. Oh. Shit. Huh? I have this joke where someone calls me a hacker and I say, I prefer the term information specialist, but now that equals ruins. Oh shit. Hacker was totally your next guess. You can do it again. No, I'm almost gone. No worries. So he's a hacker. That's pretty cool and subversive. You wonder if he's part of Tizius's secret anti-government movement. You almost ask, and stop yourself at the last second. Whatever Tizius's archivist leanings are, you aren't going to blab them to this rando cerulean. As much as you'd love to meet new friends, really aren't about to throw one under the scuttle buggy for no reason. Yeah, not a lot of blues get down this sort of thing. Gold bloods are better with tech. Got that living battery noise, you know how it goes. All the gold bloods you've met have been, well, Asdaja did have that scouter thing, and Cooperm hacked a phone? Or something? Whatever, it was a while ago. ZBA mostly just like fanfic. Interesting. You'd think they would have programmed you with cultural stereotypes. Huh? Oh, right. You're a robot. You wonder how a robot is supposed to act. You sit up straighter and think about circuit boards. Look at this. You know, honestly, I'd do the same thing. Someone was like, hey, Opal, I need you to act like a robot. I'd just be like, damn, guess we thinking about circuit boards. He grumpy. Mallek messes around some more on his computer and frowns. Then he frowns some more. Then he reaches down and picks up one of the thick purple wires from the mess on the ground. He pauses. Apparently he isn't sure where to stick it. He glances down and you cross your legs before he can pull your dress up and start searching for external ports. Because nope, not happening, dude. I'm just looking. We've established this. I love the backgrounds in this game. I love the backgrounds on Hiveswap. We will talk about that when we get to the Hiveswap Let's Play. For sure. I love that. Pesterquest backgrounds. Look at this lad. His chair does not have wheels. It has legs. These light bulbs are burned out. He's a skater boy. He's a hacking skater boy. Future me, look up what the symbol is. You don't have connections, so I've got to use an Ethernet. Don't be lame. You aren't trying to be lame. You just don't want things in orifices. Eventually you compromise and let him stick it under your armpit like you were a baby having your temperature taken. Is that how they take baby temperatures? You watch him tap away at his screen, marveling at the ludicrous choices you've made in your life that have led you to a troll sticking a wire under your armpit because he can't find your Wi-Fi signal. You sit there as his brow furrows further and his frown gets more pronounced. His annoyance bounces him out of his laid-back, cool guy attitude. A bright blinking purple light flashes on his piercings. Fuck, maybe my tech isn't compatible. One of the wires is coming towards you, and for a second you think you finally found a piece of technology that is actually alive. But then you see a little flicker of movement at the end of it and you realize that's a white snake with beady, intelligent eyes. Huh. A Lucis. I have too many ideas. I can't afford to get more, but I'm getting one more anyways. So stick with me for a second while I store them away for later. But I actually, fun fact, actually two fun facts. I have held a baby boa in my hand. It was about the size of my hand when all curled up. It was very cute. I had some nice people show me how to hold the snake because we were hanging at a pet store. And the second fun fact was I have only ever met adult snakes in stores. Also happy 413 on the West Coast. One of the times I was in a Spirit Halloween several years ago, and this dude was just walking around with his snake on his neck, and I was like, holy shit, a snake. And he was like, her name is Princess. Do you want to pet her? And I was like, yes. And so I pet her. She was adorable and very soft. And actually just a couple weeks ago at one of my jobs, I was like, wow, the customer has a really cool scarf. And then it wasn't a scarf, and it was in fact a snake, and I did pet that snake as well. I can't have a snake for many reasons, but I do think they're cool as hell. Don't be scared, he won't hurt you. He's just checking everything out. Of course not. Why would you be afraid of a giant snake winding up your legs? Everybody is really about your legs. You need to get a pair of pants. Additional fun fact, I still have the Fago. It's in my car. It just lives there now. Is the snake checking you for artificial parts? Are snakes particularly sensitive to technology? Is it because they're long? Weird. This equals a radical situation. I have no idea what to make of you, dude. Ugh. You feel like such a dickhead. Can you really continue to live this lie? I think lying, as in many cases in this game, is the way to die, so we're going to tell him you are a special kind of robot his instruments can't detect. You're in this to win this. You're writing it out till the end. You tell him that you're actually the latest model of spybot from your alien government. You are so advanced that you are indistinguishable from the real thing. Seriously, you aren't supposed to tell anyone, but you're telling him since he's so rad. This is terrible. You just promised yourself the other day that you'd stop lying to make yourself look good. Or in this case, make yourself look like a robot. Besides, he's never gonna buy it. Don't mind the pause, I had to cough. I knew it. There goes no other explanation. Fascinating. He leans in close enough that you almost tip backwards off your chair. He catches your arm. He's surprisingly strong for such a skinny nerd that you really shouldn't be surprised anymore. Science doesn't correlate to strength with trolls necessarily. His skin is chilly and his nails press dense into the skin of your arm. It hurts, but not enough to shake him off. He's looking at you so seriously. What? Does he think your eyes are USB ports? You apologize that your robot specs are not the right ones. Mallek breaks out of his trance and lets go of your arm. Mallek, dude, just... The reader said bisexual rights. Are you kidding? What am I, some sort of script wriggler? This rules. I'm gonna be the first to crack you. Yikes. You half expect him to take out some sort of torture screwdriver to start prying you open. Instead, he gives you one of those unreasonably flirty smiles. When I'm done with you, I'm gonna own your entire system. Whoa. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? Sorry for another pause there. With that, he takes off down the steps, jumping the last few and vanishing into the kitchen. You are left there, blinking at his afterimage. It sounded like he was hitting on you back there, but then he just pranced down the stairs like a bejeweled antelope. They can't handle their feelings. Ceruleans can't handle their feelings. Neither can teenagers, so... You creep down to the kitchen to find him pulling things out of cabinets, opening the fridge with his toes, and slamming it shut with a hard kick so that all the stuff on top rattles. His palm husk rings and he pulls it out of his pocket, answering it and spitting a bunch of jargon at the person on the other end. He does all of this while rooting around in a drawer of cutlery, talking loud enough to be heard over the rattling. All you know about hacking is that it's usually done by a bunch of greasy dudes with glasses and Dorito dust on their fingers. Usually there's a girl, and she's hot. You aren't sure which trope Mallek is yet. Possibly a combination of all of them? The reader really does say bisexual rights. While he yells at somebody over the phone about blockchain, you take the time to wonder, rather sheepishly, how many other piercings he has, and on what parts of his body. I haven't tried fucking with robots yet, really. So far I've really only reprogrammed drones remotely. You realize belatedly that he's no longer on the phone and is instead talking to you. Oh, right. He mentioned something about that earlier with Demian. Hacking into drones to reroute their delivery routes? Yeah, rerouting equals easy. I got almost on my gear that way. All the good stuff equals reserved for blues. Wait, is it Mallek? Blue? He laughs and puts a pan on the stove. As if. Sure, cerulean equals blue, but barely. Every indigo you meet equals gotta make sure you know it. You want to ask him if you can help cook with anything, if you can help him with anything, but you barely know how to cook when you're on your own planet. He pauses with 2 eggs in a mixing bowl. Hey, is that Cluckby embryos? What now? He cracks the eggs. The yolks are purple and runny. Your stomach squirms uncomfortably. Oh, my bad. Can you even eat? What? Oh, yeah. Robot. Of course you can eat. Wouldn't be a very clever disguise if you couldn't eat, right? Although, now that he mentioned it, you really haven't been eating as much as you did on Earth. The meals you've had have been few and far between, but you aren't even that hungry. Weird. Oh god, what if you are a robot? Plot twist. Mallek is not privy to your existential crisis and therefore keeps clucking eggs. Cluck-breast embryos. God, troll words are so ridiculous. If you've never looked at the wiki page for troll lingo, do it, you're gonna have a great time. Not really. No other language equals inherently more ridiculous than any other, subjectively. They really should have probed that in when they taught you to read Alternian. What? Nobody taught you how to read? You're on Chitter. All your chirps are Alternian. Let me see your palm husk. He holds out a hand for your phone. His nails are painted a shimmery black and he has on one of those thick rings that could double as a brass knuckle. You tell him that you figured he just had the palm husk on the Earth setting. But of course it makes no sense. Nobody here knows about Earth, or about English, for that matter. You're pretty sure it's not even the most commonly spoken Earth language. I believe, if we can Google this while I continue to marvel, it's so weird to think that, like, none of them know about are humans because they don't exist yet. And it's so weird, like, we're gonna look up the most common language. It's Mandarin Chinese, followed by Spanish, English, and Hindi. According to Google. Nope, no translation software running. And this equals good old-fashioned Alternian. Well, not old-fashioned, it's contemporary, that's an idiom. So if you want a robot, this would be really weird. Well, it equals already kind of weird that you're a robot, but your Alternian equals perfect. You want to tell him that your Alternian is in no way perfect. You literally have no idea what is going on. Also, Alternian isn't capitalized. He go duck. But before you can get the words out, a terrific crash comes from somewhere above you. Mallek drops your palm husk into the bowl of clucked beast embryos. Dang. Fuck. Drones. Shit. You don't need this right now. You, a fake robot, have no chance against a real robot. With lasers. Even worse, Mallek rounds on you, lips drawn back from his teeth. Because everyone on this planet has spiky fucking teeth. This equals your fucking fault. They must have tracked you here. No way they could find this place. I'm off the grid. You try to point out to Mallek that maybe the drones are mad about all the hacking business, but he isn't listening to you. He's shoving his palm husk into his pocket and making a leap for the kitchen window. Fuck, can he survive a 10-story drop? You aren't sure. One thing's for sure, though. You can't. This is one of my favorite end screens, and I'm gonna have to pause the video again for a second to show you why. Okay, I'm back. So I know you hear me joke at the beginning of all my videos about how, like, I sent photos to a friend on my second playthrough. I made this from one of them from this end screen. I was like, I'm gonna catch them. I don't want them to fall. Whoops. So on to the good ending. Yay, winning. Okay, wait, no, go back. Why does this happen, actually? If anyone has any information about this, why does this happen? Because there should be... This is my autosaves, I just use the autosaves for this. But... I don't know. Anyway, we're going to say I'm not a robot. You brace yourself. In your experience, dealing with the fallout of your deceptions is never pleasant. You expect him to throw you out, or at least get a snake to the face. Instead, Mallek just sags back into his desk chair, which settles with a depressed little squeal. He takes his glasses off and drops them onto his desk, palming at his eyes. It strikes you how exhausted he looks. You thought the dark smudges were eyeliner, but they might be eyeliner and despair. You wonder if now is the time to start apologizing. You're getting really good at apologies. That's chill. I was the one who grabbed you off the street. You were probably scared of what I'd do to you if you weren't what I hoped you were. Well, more like you were worried about the friend opportunity that would swirl down the drain. But yeah, okay. You were also a little scared. You still are. It's a total body-encompassing ambient fear that is always buzzing in the background of everything you do on Eternia, so subliminal that sometimes you wonder if it's the total opposite, the complete absence of fear. That equals deep, man. In retrospect, it equals pretty fucking stupid to assume a robot is going to solve my problems. Very true. In your limited experience, more robots, more problems. Yeah, it's just something new, you know? Something I haven't tried yet. Honestly, mood. just like with everything going on. Like maybe just something new will make everything feel better. What is it exactly that he's trying so hard to do? He's pretty well off, but with hacking drones and shit like that. Mallek laughs. Yeah, hacking drones. That equals all just bullshit. Zeus curls around his ankle affectionately. He gives him a little nudge. His palm host rings and he pulls it out of his pocket and just looks at it for a couple seconds. Me when I get spam calls. I can't deal with this right now, come on. He heads down to the lower floor, waiting at the bottom of the steps to see if you're following. You are. Albeit nervously. Here he is. You're having a hard time reading, Mallek. Maybe it's all the piercings. It gets worse when he calls the elevator and then stands back. After you. I love the plants, too. I don't think I mentioned that. I don't think we stopped to appreciate the kitchen. But I just noticed these red bananas in the corner. And the plants are cool. And look at those lights. Anyway, you expect swinging blades to come at you, but they don't. You expect Mallek to attack you, but he doesn't. Just subs moodily back against the elevator wall and closes his eyes. His palm host rings again and his jaw tenses. Meow. The elevator goes past the lobby. Then it goes past the basement and the sub-basement. Fuck, what's the sub of a sub-basement? Dude, what? I also love the colors. The sub-basement is just a square dungeon-like space, damp trickling down the walls. Shh, I don't have class in 30 minutes, what? Your stomach crumbles and your heart bounces up into your throat. Oh no. Is this Mallek's cerulean murder dungeon? A phantom pain oppresses against your ribs and arm. But Mallek just leads you through a gap in the wall that you initially took for a shadow. It opens into a tunnel with rough stone walls and a dirt-covered floor. It's clearly man-made, or troll-made. The air grows damper and the sound of rushing water gets closer and closer. You emerge from the tunnel and find yourself on the bank of a wide underground river. Mallek sits down on the edge of the overlook. Sorry, I want to get a good shot so I can see if I can translate some of this Alturian, and also what the fuck is that? Just saying. There's all sorts of little critters, too. Sit down. Sorry the sequel is not as comfortable as the loft. Oh man, Mallek brought you to his special place. I don't know if I call it special, but it equals the place I come a lot. You sit down next to him. You get how this could be pretty zen, just watching the dark water flow by. The walls glow with an eerie bioluminescence, digging craters underneath Mallek's tired eyes. Honestly, me too. Also, he pulls his phone out and shows you the screen. No husk signal. This equals the only place I can really unplug. Kind of relaxing, you know? Oh yeah. You imagine the demands of being an information specialist could really put a dent in your chill. Yeah. You sit there with the rock digging into your ass and allow yourself to appreciate just how deep this gesture of trust really is. Even after you lied to him, he wants to tell you his life story. Fuck, you love life stories. And that's why we're getting all these. That's exactly what he wants with your non-existent robot laurels. He said something about reprogramming drones, did he? Could he be a part of the resistance? What? Oh, you mean all that lowblood strike stuff? Nah. What equals even the point? It's a great way to get cold. But he helped Damien and that other little guy. Yeah, but they're cool. And I was paying them for services rendered. Roughing you up. He nudges you with his elbow. So far, I've been able to do equals rerouting delivery drones. Just some weak sauce shit like that. That equals a pretty pathetic way to fuck up the system. You aren't sure you get what he's about. Why care about fucking up the system if you don't want revolution? This... I guess I wouldn't mind revolution. Alternating equals alright. Well, terming equals alright. Not for everybody. I'm so fucking myopic to think I don't have it better than a lot of trolls. And I'm not one of those bulge biters who wake off about the sanctity of the blood and how lowbloods deserve what they get. They don't. They're bloods. I don't blame them for being bad or whatever. I just gotta worry about myself. That equals all I got energy for. Well, he does seem to be doing pretty okay. Like, he has that sweet pad. Right, yeah, or half a sweet maybe. Then it equals all gone. Everything I've worked for, and I'm up in motherfucking space. Right. The space whore. Sounds like a huge drag. Yeah, dude. He tosses a rock into the dark water below. But that equals the plan, right? If I own the drones, I own the whole system, I own the Eris. I'll be playing my game with my rules. His eyes glint in the semi-darkness, and so does a little hint of fang when he smiles. His piercings light up like tiny points of fire. You tell him, that sure sounds like revolution talk to you. Also possibly villain talk. He grins like you're flattering him. Right, but I'm sweeps away from that, and other hackers won't. I mean, I work alone. I'm not a fucking psionic. I can't use mind, honey. It won't kill me the way it would a Rusty, but I definitely get the runs. I don't have sweeps. I have months, maybe pedigrees. You ask him if he thinks things are going to be really bad for him up there in space. Like I said, not psychic, so no one equal's going to turn me into a battery. There might be a fucking soldier or a spy. What about his hacker skills? Oh yeah, check out all my legal activities, please give me a good assignment. Hell no. Yeah. Gotta really put that on a resume. Also, highblood I could go with it probably. Although I think it was cute if I was a lowblood. But midcast equals, like, no way. Fuck, there's gotta be something. Pulls out his palm husk and starts frantically tapping away. Wait, you thought he didn't have any signal down here? Yeah, but I got a Wi-Fi hotspot. What am I, some kind of fucking Luddite? He gestures to one of his earrings. You aren't sure if he means his jewelry is a Wi-Fi hotspot, or if that's a troll gesture for you are an idiot. Hey buddy, you said you were going to unplug. It's important to your mental health, isn't it? Getting off the internet once in a while? You can't really speak for yourself, since he's only very recently become an internet celeb. Mallek waves you away. You make a grab for his palm husk. You aren't honestly sure why. Maybe you're trying to be flirty or playful or some shit, because everybody knows there's nothing more flirty and playful than stealing people's stuff. I just love that. Don't mind me stretching. You manage to snatch it away, but your floppy fingers fumble, and you lose your grip. Mallek's phone sails over the edge of the bank and into the dark waters below. That splash is the sound of your doom. Mallek stares at the water, and he stares at you. His mouth moves soundlessly. You threw my tech in the water. Mallek puts his hand against your shoulder. Somehow, against all impossible odds, he's still gonna be a kill. Wow, what a guy. You hit the water before you know what's happening. It isn't freezing, but it sure as hell isn't balmy either. The current grabs you and tugs you under. Your knees and elbows scrape rocks and your dress tangles around your legs and makes it hard to kick back towards the surface. The water is so dark and you don't even know where the surface is. Just when you're making peace with the fact that your grave is going to be a watery one, something grabs you from behind and hauls you upward. You gasp for air, choking in more water than anything else. I'm gonna have to put a drowning warning on this video. Was that little dude there before? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. We're scrolling back. He is there. Okay. Oh, whoops. I went too far. Cool. Two strong hands push you up onto the bank, then begin smacking you on the back. You don't think it'll help you cough up any water, but you do think it's gonna bruise. My bad, dude, that was reflex. You threw my shit in the water, so I threw yours. Are you okay? You hack up one more gasp of water and give Mallek a thumbs up. He's as wet as you are, hair slicked back off his forehead. It makes his eyes look huge and impossibly blue. He jumped in to save your clumsy ass. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I count 9. His shirt is gone, and hey, you now know the location of 2 more of his piercings. There's a 10th over here. You apologize for grabbing his phone. In retrospect, you should not have tried to be cute at the edge of a river. Yeah, you don't have to try. I mean, fuck. Mallek flushes. Everybody, it's their legs. They may have the deadliest ass in Alternia, but that ass does also bring the trolls to the yard. Oh, right. Now you just look a drowned squeak beast. Sorry, I fucked up your rumpus rope. I'll lend you something. Cool. You're kind of over this stress anyway. Hey. Mallek twists his claws together. You're gonna tell people what I said earlier. I'm not afraid to go off planet. I just, you know. This time you do know. You tell him his secret is safe with him. And if you find any actual robots in your travel, you'll send them his way. Thanks. Here. He helps you to your feet. Damn, it's cold down here. I'll get you something when we go back upstairs, as long as you don't mind wearing my sign. You can't think of anything like more, honestly. Friendship. Made friends with the hacker boy. My voice may have been inconsistent, but that's why I give the warning at the beginning of the episode. Yes, that's I'm recording this on election day. Don't know how that's gonna go. We got our outfit that we're gonna keep for the rest of the game, aimed into the second game. One cerulean. I was gonna say there's one cerulean, but there are many of them, unfortunately. I believe next. It's Linaire. I remember now. So yeah, next is Linaire. We're gonna go back into the caverns, have a good time, and I'll see you then. Bye.